See the game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
Look, when you look back to last week, we were obviously very disappointed with the outcome of the game, with the result. We thought we played pretty well for the first 40 minutes. We talked about getting into the game and building a little bit of a score. But we conceded a couple of tries. It was disappointing. It's not too often you concede 3 tries, not one pass involved in the tries. So disappointed. Then looking into this week, we, as you said yourself, had a couple of enforced changes through Billy's selection and Steve McCall coming in for Rob Cook's injury. The final one being Nick Wood, also who's been unwell for the last few days, and he's replaced by Jan Thomas.
And how confident are you that those people who've come in will step up? Because obviously, in just about all cases, actually big boots to fill.
We knew this part of the season was always going to be a little bit difficult with 9 players away on international duty. The depth of our squad was going to be tested, but we also said that this when we found out about a lot of players who wouldn't have had opportunities prior to now. We've been very consistent in the team we've picked. Players that perform well, but now this is the opportunity for the next tier of players to put their hand up and say we can also perform at this level. So we've trained hard, we've prepared as well as we can, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing how some of those players perform at the top level.
And Jan, for one, is certainly one who's been having plenty of game time, isn't he?
Yeah, Jan's had a bit of game time. He ended the season very well last year, and probably a little bit disappointed with the way the season started for him. With injury and then missing out a couple of times in selection, so he's a huge point to prove. It's obviously a huge challenge. Front row's sometimes difficult to come into if you haven't been playing regularly, but he's a lot of experience, and we're looking forward to seeing how he goes.
How big an opportunity is this for Billy Burns, which we've known about him and probably know more about him because of his brother, but it's been probably a long wait from a great opportunity.
Billy had a hugely successful summer with England under-20s, was part of a great team playing good style of rugby. He's trained hard. He's been looking forward to an opportunity to show what he's capable of. We've seen how good he can be in training. We've watched him obviously perform throughout the A campaign, and this is another big step up for him, but he's going to have the responsibility for guiding us around the pitch, and playing up in Newcastle will be a tough evening.
And Steve McCall, a very different type of fullback to Rob Cook. He's more all about the power rather than the pace of Rob, isn't he?
Steve got a lot of elements to his game again. Not too many of us have seen him play. I've watched him on tape, but we haven't seen him perform at this level before. So again, it's going to be a big challenge for him. But someone we know, having watched his performances last year in the Championship where he was an outstanding player, that he can then step up a level. And there's so many players you look back on over the last number of years that nobody knows how good they can be until the opportunity arises. And we hope that with Rob's injury likely to keep him out for a few weeks, that Steve will now step in and perform at the same level that Rob's been doing for the last number of seasons.
And Newcastle's the sort of place where you need good leadership all over the park, and everyone needs to be on their game, because so often conditions in the past have dictated results up there, and it's a different type of conditions you've got to adapt to this time with the artificial pitch.
It's something we've only experienced it so far this year at Saracens, and our players enjoyed playing. We performed well, so again it's part of a slightly different experience going up to Newcastle this time. We were up there a few weeks ago with the A team, and it's a fantastic surface, it's a fantastic place to play, so we're going up with an ambition to move the ball around. I think that after the disappointment of last week's performance, there is an element of pressure. We all know that we're in this game to win, but at the same time, with the change that we have, the players have an opportunity to go up and lay down a marker for the next few weeks when the international players return.
And after the last time you lost at home in the Premiership, you went straight off to London Welsh and got an away win in the league. If you can do that again, it sort of just redresses that balance a little bit, doesn't it?
We've said from the very start that winning at Kingsholm was one of the key parts for us this season, and that's why last weekend was so disappointing. This is another huge challenge for us. Newcastle is a tough place to go and play. The way they've performed over the last few weeks, particularly in Bath last weekend, I think they're playing a pretty good style of rugby. They have a settled team. They have a team who know how they want to play. They have a big pack, and it is a challenge coming off the back of a defeat. You can react one of two ways. You can feel sorry for yourself, or get out there and prove a point. As you said, we've done it before this season, but going to Newcastle will be a very different challenge.